Bright Suns Travelers. I've been working on my modification for converting my Droid Depot controller over to USB rechargeable. And I've finally kind of come up with something that's very easily repeatable. So I'll be providing a parts list and some general instructions or guidelines. But I'll let you guys figure it out because that's kind of half the fun. So you can kind of take what I have here and copy it if you'd like to, slow the video down, walk through it, whatever, it's up to you. And like I said, I'll be providing parts lists as well for the power modification side of things. So as you can see here, it is LiPo. There's a LiPo battery in it, 300 milliamp hour LiPo battery here. I just finished testing it. I left it turned on and some of the buttons pushed for 24 hours and it's still running just fine. I measured the voltage on the battery and it's at 3.25 volts, so it's still very healthy, very nice. Low, but not out of spec. It'll still recharge. These batteries also have a under voltage protection on them, so they can't go too low that they won't recharge on their own. And then this USB recharging or power module here has its own voltage protection built into it as well. So, and they both do work. I have tested them both. So like I said, I'll be providing parts lists and things like that. So you can kind of see what I have done here. You'll notice the plug for the power for the battery. I just made a hole, push it out through there, leave the plug in the battery chamber, chopped out some of the battery chamber cross piece there to allow the battery to sit inside. So now the door will still close and it still looks totally stock on the outside except for the USB port sticking out. The installation of the USB charger, this USB charger happens to fit exactly along this little ridge that's here along the edge, and then there's a post inside where this screw is that it actually touches. So it fits perfectly. It snaps right in. You do need to chisel out, or carve out some of the plastic support pieces so it sits, relatively flat inside of there. And there's a little blue and a red LED here to indicate, whether it's charging or completed the charge. So, that all works. And the nice thing is when you close it up, you can see those little LEDs on the outside, so you can kind of get an indicator of the power. And then the top, I just had to chisel out a space for the charging port to fit through, and kind of walked it really slow to get everything to fit right. And then I had to chisel out a little piece there because there's this little capacitor on the board right here that needed to fit. So, but yeah, you can, walk up to it real slow, and take your time, and then, get it to look as stock as possible. But it all works. I'll turn it on. It's working now. Right. And then you plug in the battery. Right. Red means it's charging, and then it'll go blue when it's done. So yeah, like I said, I'll upload this onto the makerspace area there so you guys can see it, including a parts list. Let me see if I can get it back together and kind of show you. There's more or less what it's gonna look like. Oh, the nice thing is too is if you ever didn't want to have the LiPo in it, I left the battery terminals in. You can put the batteries back in, just don't have a LiPo in it at the same time. They won't fit together at the same time in the controller, so a bit of a safety thing there. But obviously you can't charge your batteries with the USB charger. It's only going to be able to charge this, but you could essentially run it off of AAA again if you ever wanted to, but that's who's ever going to do that, right? So this is how it looks when it's all nice and buttoned up. I could have probably gone a little more carefully with the USB port, but it is what it is. Yeah, but it's fully working, tested. Yeah, works pretty good. till the spire.